summertime means a lot of things in Wisconsin. Hot days, cold drinks, and plenty of reasons to be outside. Throw in breathtaking views, a few local libations, and endless fun on the water, and you've got Merrimac and the Sauk Prairie Riverway.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
Take a good, long look and marvel at the spectacular beauty of Merrimac and the Sauk Prairie Riverway. With its towering bluffs, glacial ridges, and a winding river, it seems impossible that all of this is less than an hour from Wisconsin's capital city. Getting here is easy, but kicking off your trip with a ride on the iconic Merrimac Ferry is a must.
Getting here on the ferry is key to really starting to explore this area. But most locals will tell you your trip to Merrimac doesn't officially begin without a stop at Charlie's Lakeside.
Right down the road from the Merrimac Ferry landing, this classic country general store has everything, and I mean everything you could possibly need for a weekend trip.
Inflatable keg cooler bucket, quick taco, Australian licorice.
After stocking up at Charlie's, you should be set to tackle any adventure of your choosing. But some of the best days in this area are spent on the water. Merrimac is located on Lake Wisconsin, a reservoir of the Wisconsin River. With over 7,000 acres of water at the heart of this community, lake life is just the way of life here in Merrimac. And perhaps nobody does lake life better than Bud Domagata, who has been riding the waves of Lake Wisconsin since he was 4 years old.
For someone like you who's been coming since you were so little, what does this lake mean to you?
It's like paradise. I mean, the worst of weather is better than good weather someplace else.
Basically, life pretty much revolves around the water around here.
It should.
Yeah. If it isn't, you're not doing it right. Right?
You know, more that's important to me is there's always a place to find flat water to water ski.
An avid skier for most of his life, Bud has been sharing his love of water skiing for over a decade through his organization, Ski the Lake.
Ski the Lake is a group of passionate skiers that want to share the sport of skiing. We officially exist between Memorial Day and Labor Day. We are sitting down here on the dock at 6:30 in the morning, ready to crank the boat up. We've got skis ready, we've got passion, and if you're a good skier, we'll help you get better. If you've never skied, we'll help you learn to ski. My number one joy is skiing, number two is pulling skiers.
The joy of being out on the water is palpable here in Merrimac, and thanks to Lake Wisconsin Cruises, everyone has a chance to grab a drink and enjoy the views.
We offer great scenic rides in this beautiful area. We offer dinner cruises, lunch cruises, happy hour cruises. It's just a great way to get out and experience the lake and all the scenery that this area has to offer.
Rob Widholm has been navigating the waters behind the wheel of various cruise boats for nearly a decade. But the beauty of the Merrimac area inspired him and his co-captain, also named Rob, to launch Lake Wisconsin Cruises.
We offer a variety of cruises on Lake Wisconsin and the Wisconsin River. We can head down to the dam in Prairie du Sac, follow that shoreline, cross the Merrimac Ferry. Our boat is an excellent way to get around the lake and check everything out.
Everybody's here for a different reason. Somebody wants to celebrate a birthday or an anniversary, and just to join in on their celebrations is just awesome.
Take in all of Wisconsin's beauty by streaming your favorite episodes of Discover Wisconsin anytime, anywhere. Coming up next, find out where to find this hike and this view. Stay with us. Discover Wisconsin is back, exploring Merrimac.
I think one thing that makes the Merrimac area so special is the drive alone is absolutely stunning. It's winding roads along parks and trees and ridges and valleys, and it's just one of those areas of this state that you can't help but drive super slow and stare out the window because every scene is just postcard perfect.
A short but spectacular drive north from the Merrimac Ferry brings you to Parfrey's Glen, Wisconsin's first designated state natural area and one of the most visited places in the state.
Parfrey's Glen is part of Devil's Lake State Park. It is a great example of a lot of earth-forming processes, geomorphology, glacial action, that sort of thing.
So really it is kind of those geological characteristics that really set this park apart?
Correct.
Yes. This is certainly not my first time at Parfrey's Glen. It happens to be one of my favorite spots in the state, but I know it's a favorite for a lot of people. So let's talk about the downsides of having so many people come through this park.
A lot of the problems come from people not staying on the trail, where they then have the potential to hurt some of the wildlife here. We did create One Sauk Naturally, which is a partnership with Sauk County, the Ho-Chunk Nation, and then the different 5 chambers of commerce in Sauk County to address how we continue to promote tourism in Sauk County and make these places still accessible to people while still trying to preserve them.
The longer you hike into the park, the more magnificent it becomes. You're on a gravel path with trees surrounding you. Before you know it, the canyon just sort of opens up for you. And then at the very end of the trail, you have this really beautiful waterfall. I get why everyone wants to come experience this park. It's gorgeous. I also really want people to remember we can't even have places like this in the first place if we're not respecting them, taking good care of them, and making sure that everyone gets to visit them. Every generation in the future will get to experience a spot like Parfrey's Glen.
Right down the road from Parfrey's Glen is Merrimac's Campground, and this place is like the ultimate summer vacation all in one spot.
We love Merrimac's Campground because it's a great place to come visit. It's family-oriented. A lot of stuff for the kids to do. There's a jumping hill, there's the volleyball, they have the big spring-fed pond with inflatable, bouncy stuff for the jump and slide off of. Christmas in July here is definitely a ton of fun. There's Santa, Mrs. Claus with pictures, a snowball fight, very Christmassy oriented events for the kids and the adults also. When I was growing up, I didn't have experiences like this. Camping at Merrimac definitely helps our family stay close and connected with each other.
Less than 10 minutes from Merrimac's Campground is Devil's Head Resort, where 2 18-hole championship golf courses await. And while Devil's Head is known as one of Wisconsin's top ski destinations in the wintertime, once the snow melts, these slopes serve an entirely different purpose.
I moved here for the skiing and snowboarding, and then I kind of found mountain biking as an afterthought, and what a wonderful way to have year-round fun at the resort here. There's a number of wonderful biking groups we have here in the Merrimac area, anywhere from grade school all the way up to the senior level. I love Devil's Head for the vertical pitches that you can go through. When you're going up the trails, of course, it's when you're paying for it, but when you get to the top, you know, there's really nothing like it. The wind in your hair and face, it's just a fantastic feeling.
Start planning your getaway to Merrimac by downloading a free itinerary at discoverwisconsin.com. Coming up, Jack heads down the Wisconsin River to enjoy all the brews and views in Sauk Prairie. Discover Wisconsin will be right back.
We're exploring the Sauk Prairie Riverway today on Discover Wisconsin. Known as a hotspot for bald eagle watching and a certain famous cow chip festival, the neighboring river towns of Sauk City and Prairie du Sac make up the region commonly known as Sauk Prairie. With the Wisconsin River to the east and surrounded by sprawling glacial bluffs, these communities are perfect for enjoying the outdoors without sacrificing the activities of a larger city. There's a lot going on downtown, starting with Vintage Brewing Company.
Well, first of all, Scott, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, you bet. So when did this brewery open here in Sauk City?
We started this brewery in January of 2018. It might look like an old warehouse building, but we actually built this ground up. We wanted to try to evoke the whole historical stretch here of downtown Sauk City and make it look like it fit. This is an amazing site, and so you can have your lunch, have your dinner, and just chill out and look at the bluffs and look at the river pass by. And we've also got a beer garden on the other side of the building, so a person can just hang out, have a beer, and watch some good live music. We offer a brewery tour on Saturdays, and we always finish with a beer and cheese pairing, and it's a great way to cap off the tour.
Beer and cheese together? Sign me up.
So is there an art to tasting beer, kind of like wine?
I think there is. 90% of what we're experiencing in flavor is really olfactory. So you want to make sure to take a good couple of sniffs. I'm definitely getting some kind of like raisin, maybe a little anise. Picking some spice up at all?
Not as many as you are.
Power of suggestion.
I've been to Wisconsin breweries before, but I have to say, I've never tried cheese and paired it with beer before.
This should be just like, you know, cheese and beer heaven.
Are we in heaven or are we in Wisconsin?
We're in Sauk City.
Oh, that's good. Scott taught me so much about beer and about what to taste, what to look for, how to smell it. I think that set the bar really high, and I really feel like I know more about beer now that I experienced some beer and cheese tasting from him.
If a handcrafted cocktail is more of your speed, head over to Wallersheim Distillery, part of the famous Wallersheim Winery.
We started as a winery, so the first things we started making were brandies, because brandy is distilled wine, so it's a natural extension of winemaking. So we distill 3 different brandies, 2 from grapes and 1 from apples, as well as whiskeys. And then we do some various herbal type spirits, like gin and absinthe. We've always really focused on giving consumers like an educational kind of tasting. A lot of people don't like drinking high-proof spirits just on their own. So we also offer cocktails, and we try to design our cocktail program to kind of be approachable, but also kind of enhance each spirit.
These spirits do more than simply add a local twist to a classic cocktail. Sauk Prairie's own coffee roaster, John Joseph Coffee, uses the distillery's recycled barrels to add a little kick to their coffee.
When they empty a barrel, there's still a lot of the distilled product still in the oak. And when our dry green beans go in, they just draw that out and into the beans, and then the alcohol's roasted off, but the flavors and the aromas are left in the bean, and that's what creates our specialty roast.
John and his son first started roasting coffee as a hobby, but it quickly grew to a thriving business right in downtown Sauk City.
Mostly we started off as just roasting for friends and family and ourselves. Eventually got to the point where we were accumulating more coffee than we could drink and more than we could give away. Coffee is great, you know, it's something that is a joyful and almost a meditative part of people's mornings. We want them to drink great stuff. So we always buy organically grown and fair trade coffee. We only sell stuff that's fresh. Mostly, we also want people to buy local, and for us to be part of the community, you know, giving Sauk Prairie something that they have never had before.
Follow Discover Wisconsin on Instagram to see more photos of the places we travel around the state, and tag Discover Wisconsin in your own photos for a chance to be featured. Coming up, how to stay cool during the hot summer months in Sauk Prairie. Discover Wisconsin will be right back. Welcome back to Sauk Prairie, right here on Discover Wisconsin. If Lake Wisconsin is the heart of Merrimac, then it's fair to say the Wisconsin River is quintessential to life in Sauk City and Prairie du Sac. With plenty of riverfront shoreline, campgrounds, parks, and boat launches, the Wisconsin River is easily accessible to everyone. Just ask Tracy Thompson, who makes sure to enjoy the river any chance she gets.
My husband, son, and I have lived in Sauk Prairie for about 15 years now. Personally, I love it because of the outdoor recreation that it brings. I love the Wisconsin River, I love the camping, the hiking availability. As soon as I step on my boat or any type of watercraft, it just calms me when I get onto this river. There's something about the beauty. Every time you take a turn or you see the bluffs into the distance, I love to be able to share it with other people that want to come to our area. If you ever want to come and enjoy our river and maybe you don't have your own kayak or you don't have your own paddleboard, we have plenty of outfitters here that will help you get hooked up with the right piece of equipment.
And fully revamped Riverfront Park is a great spot to beach yourself for the day.
Our Riverfront Park is located right off of Water Street in between Sauk City and Prairie du Sac. So you can come and read a book and you can sit on your lawn chairs. We have our new splash pad, which is a hit. You can still see the river. You can still enjoy the views of the river. This is definitely a lot more safe for people that have small children, let's say. This is fun because we can have kids of all ages come in and enjoy it.
With so much natural beauty and outdoor recreation in the Sauk Prairie area, there's a big emphasis on health and wellness and staying active. And at the Body Shop of Sauk Prairie, the Wisconsin River serves as a unique backdrop for a challenging workout.
The Body Shop of Sauk Prairie is a Pilates studio. We're kind of all about spinal health, and Pilates is different from yoga in that we don't hold poses, we kind of keep things moving. It's also a form of lengthening and strengthening your body. We like to practice along the river and also have the doors open and the noise from the river coming in. People just find it really tranquil. I think there's a lot of variety here in this town, and we're just so lucky to have the trail and the scenery and all the different activities that you can do here.
When I got to town, I knew I had to get out on the water myself. So I met up with Corey from Riverview Adventure Company to make it happen.
So Corey, I've never been river tubing before. What do you guys offer at Riverview Adventure Company?
So we offer tube and bike rentals on the lower Wisconsin River here. We basically take people up to the VFW Dam, and it's about a 2-4 hour float, depending where you stop at, back to our spot right here, downtown Sauk City. We have a big sandbar when the water's low that you can hang out at, play games. Nice wide part of the Wisconsin River, so you got a nice current that'll just take you on a good float to relax for the day and end up in Sauk and have a great time.
Going down the Wisconsin River was a blast. It was just nice to slow down and enjoy friends and enjoy the scenery. I mean, sandy shores, trees along the riverbanks. It's just beautiful scenery, and it's so captivating to take in.
Captivating really is the perfect way to describe Merrimac and the Sauk Prairie Riverway. The lakes and rivers, majestic panoramas, charming local businesses, and unique excursions all come together in one truly spectacular place.
Stream Discover Wisconsin anywhere, anytime. Continue the adventure on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, Smart TV, Chromecast, and discoverwisconsin.com.